couple releases coming this week, so I'm excited. D-Wave is already D-Wave, 𝗥𝗚, Recursion. It's all the same stocks. IonQ, all on the most volume list. Yeah, Soundhound's a short, I think. Yeah. So what do we think about Meta? Not that anybody is that focused on it, but it's amazing. It's a 2 trillion market cap. Zuck did a Dorkesh interview. I think if you're young and you want to make it on Wall Street, you basically have to be working 24/7. I mean, you have to sleep, but other than that, you got to be working. That absolutely includes Saturday and Sunday. If you're going to a social event or something like that, it better be good. IonQ to the moon. I mean, you got to sleep however much rest too. You know, for some people that's 5 or 6 hours. For some people it's 7 or 8 hours. It's always been on the longer side for me. So no, I usually get 7 hours sleep. I go to bed around midnight, 11 o'clock, that kind of thing. Yeah, Facebook's still cheap. We continue to figure out how to grow revenue, but it looks like it's still pretty attractive. It's not reaching an obvious saturation point. I mean, if you look at the revenue growth, 54, 47, 37, 27, 22, 37. Then he had that one bad year, down 1, back to growth, 16, 22. And it's like scale invariant, 18 billion revenue, 28, 41, 56, 71, 86, 118, 117, 135, 165, 186. So 10x revenue in 10 years. Really incredible. Yeah, IonQ is going to collapse at some point. I mean, they don't have any organic growth, which is obviously extremely crucial. You know, they don't have a business really, and that's kind of a problem when you have that big of a market cap. So I think they really have set themselves up for disaster. Yeah, I don't think that is too attractive. It's okay. But, you know, if stock can grow like more than 10% a year from here on out, it's very attractive. But I don't know, the revenue is so much. Yeah, IonQ, their quarterly earnings, I don't know how they show anything useful. You know, they don't have a business. No, I'm still short INMB. What does their cash balance make a difference? Company has 1.5 billion in cash. Why is that special? That just means that the lowest it can go is 1.5 billion, but if they're burning cash, then it can go less than that. Yeah, I don't know. The Q2 numbers are going to be tough because they're just going to have so little revenue that, you know, how are they going to? Oh, I remember the Celgene days. Those are the days. Street had no idea it was going to be a $10 billion drug. No idea. None. I don't even know how to check news on INMB. It's so stupid. I'm sorry, I don't think Thinkorswim. It's so stupid. You type in, you click analyze, which is the dumbest thing in the world. I've decided I'd like to analyze something. Let me click the analyze button. Now I have to find news somehow in here. They have a section called by the numbers, as if there's anything else. Scan, Market Watch, the worst product ever. Monitor, I don't know. Oh, I see live news on the side. Okay. Open, oh, it says Pharma Bro. That's me. Yeah, so let's see, IonQ. Let's look at Q2. The street's at 18, guidance is 16 to 18. 18 million in revs. I think Sarepta's bottomed, but stock market, there are no rules, can do anything. You just got to calculate the spread, Darren. I don't think there's an opportunity. Merger arbitragers are pretty solid at what they do. Now, if you want to go long CoreWeave, you could do that through that other company, but I don't know. All right, let's see here. 11710. Every time I try to update my IonQ model, I'll just get mad and close it. You know what I feel it's like? You know, there's this stupid skit. I think some of you guys don't have portfolios. You just have one stock. Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm looking at these financials like, what is this? How is this a thing? You call this a business? IonQ is the Blizzard man. Ludicrous is all the retail investors. Quantum computing! D-Wave is even dumber, yeah. D-Wave is just kind of humorous. At least IonQ is doing a professional job. Look at look at revenue growth, bro. Last quarter, IonQ's revenue growth was 0%. That's with acquisitions, I think. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. That 50% gross margin, though. Look at this. Look at this guy right here. Operating income. This is like the opposite of Facebook. -26, -31, -39. Can we do more? Yes, we can. -51, -49, -46, -48. Hold my beer. -72, -69. Let's go faster. Kramer's been a quantum bear too. They're gonna have more interest income than they're gonna have revenue. Yeah, it's retail. It's liquidity basically. But even that, I mean, I think you're gonna have some amount of reality has to, like, especially around like something like Dwave, where they don't even have a story to tell. He's looking at IonQ like, maybe there's new acquisitions too. These guys quickly forgot how hard they were struggling for cash. Now it's like, we got ATMs. No institutions will touch our stock unless we give them warrants. I don't think that, I mean, to be fair, quantum is not about today's income statement, right? It's about tomorrow's income statement. And I think that is fair. But understanding what tomorrow looks like is really difficult. And I really want to make an explainer video. No, we don't do the news headline reading audio, but we can. You really like that feature? Well, if they can be public if they want. And remember, they're very capital intensive. They need cash to develop the future quantum computer, right? Makes sense. Being public makes just as much sense as a biotech company being public. Yeah, I was going to work on that instead of streaming. That's a good idea, Jargon. What's IonQ's product? Last thing I want to hear is whining. Get out of my chat, man. Only grown men allowed. This is Wall Street, man. We don't have time for that. IonQ out of the gate up 2%, falling now. Spies up briefly. Feel like a racehorse announcer. Circle after a big long stretch of positivity down a little bit. CoreWeave down a tiny bit as well. QUBT up past 20, unbelievable. Tesla recovering a little bit. I should just drink a lot of coffee and make this really exciting every day. Round one, fight. Fartcoin rising from the dead over $1. Right now, Susquehanna scratching their head like, really, Eric? Really? How much data can you put in a qubit? I'm pretty sure it's the same amount. I have some quantum programs on my GitHub. Well, these companies, Nvidia is not investing in quantum. Nvidia hasn't really spent $1 in quantum. Microsoft puts $300 million a year in quantum. It's less than 1% of their research budget. Honeywell quit quantum by spinning out Quantinium. So I'm not sure there's that much excitement. A lot of companies want to do cool stuff. Quantum's very cool. That's why I like it. That's why I know a lot about it. No, Eric, that is not the point. A qubit can store probabilities, but it still is fundamentally limited by the bit paradigm.
Oh, that's way.
Yes. Theoretically, it could hold all those states, but how would you prepare those states? The only thing you could do with a 100 qubit quantum computer is you could store 2 to the 100th states. In fact, it could sort of be in superposition for those, but that doesn't help you, unfortunately, because you do have to measure it at some point. The data input issue will be resolved in a small amount, but you're never going to put gigabytes into a quantum computer. Quantum communication is a bit of a meme, but if you want to pivot to quantum communication from quantum computing, that's okay. IonQ did it too. Yeah, you can't put. So basically, if you have a 100 qubit quantum computer, you already have all the information in the universe in it. You just gotta find it. So it doesn't really make much sense to think about it that way. I know when it becomes better, it'll be better. I agree. When I grow to be 10 feet tall, I will be 10 feet tall. Yeah, the drug discovery meme is even funnier to me because that's a space I know really, really well. And yeah, there's no drug companies excited about quantum. The amount of information you have to store, again, to like correctly, like say, taking proteins, crystal structure, and put it in. There's no quantum computer anytime soon that can do that. And if you want to put like thousands of drugs to bind against that protein, or millions of drugs, there's no way to do that either. We have great software for that now. We don't need that. There's no potential. That's the point. The only potential, you missed my video. The only thing quantum would be useful for is if there's a complexity shift that you get, for example, with shors. Because otherwise, NVIDIA is faster. It always will be. You just don't gain any speed up. You basically have this really slow tortoise. That's the quantum computer. Here's the hare. That's the NVIDIA. This is a rabbit. And the hare looks at the start line, and he thinks that the course looks like this. It twists and twists for billions of turns to get to the finish line. And this goes on for infinity, and here's the finish line of the course. But the quantum turtle is much slower. Like I said, only 10,000 hertz. But the quantum turtle can see the much shorter path because he has quantum powers. So he can do the race like this. Race is over. Even though he's much, much slower, he's going to do like really slow, 10,000 hertz. Whereas this guy's going to go as fast as he can, but he's going in circles. He doesn't have a good algorithm. He's going to just keep going in circles. He's much faster. He's got parallelization. He's got lots of cores, but he's just going to keep going in circles, and he's not going to find the answer for billions of years. But the hare knows how to do it right away. The tortoise knows how to do it right away. So it's a really incredible difference. But there's the only problem where you get the speed up is shors. You don't get the speed up for pharma. You don't get the speed up for any other algorithm that's like this. This miracle speed up is only when you need to divide a really big number in two. That's the only time you get the miracle tortoise beating the hare. One time, one place. You don't get it for AI, you don't get it for anything else. So you guys, I hear a lot of hopium and one day we'll have this or that, but you're failing to understand is that shors is a theoretical construct, right? He did shors on pen and paper. Peter Shor, 30 years ago, he sat down and said, if we had a machine that acted in like a quantum machine, this could happen. This miracle could happen. Nobody's come up with another algorithm. Most people think it ain't coming anytime soon. It would take such a leap of genius to exploit quantum features, quantum nature, to actually find another one of these, like traveling salesman. There's no complexity speed up with a quantum computer for traveling salesman. It's not clear that you're going to do that any faster either. So it's not a matter of we haven't figured it out yet. It's a matter of doesn't exist. Show me the algorithm. I'll wait. I've been waiting 30 years. I can wait longer. And what really is it that we want to compute? What's the big mystery in compute? What's so hard that we can't use Intel or Nvidia? AI? Sure, AI. AI needs RAM, storage, fast data bus movement for terabytes. I love the name. The quantum name is great. I love quantum computing. Anonymous, sadly, I think the thing that will take the air out of these stocks is a little bit of understanding and just many years of quarters. And for D-Wave, it'll just be 2 quarters, right? It's not going to take long. Nobody's buying a box. Same thing with Rigetti, same thing with QUBT. IonQ is a bit of a different character because these guys are really trying hard to build this facade. This guy won't, he really won't say uncle. And,
quite frankly, I think he's going to get himself into some trouble. The binaries are the quarterly lists. I mean, the quarterly results. Rigetti straight up told you there's no revenue for quantum. Nobody's buying this stuff yet. It's not commercial. Yeah, Kev, the problem is that there's no algorithm that we want to exploit. If there was a cool quantum algorithm, we'd be really excited and we could race to build a quantum computer, but you're racing to crack prime numbers. Of course, I love Joe. I'd love to go on Joe's podcast. I'll call him up. There's a lot of ifs and ifs and ifs. Right now, quantum computer can factor a number like 32,117, which any child can do with pen and paper in an afternoon. There are theories out there that'll never be a quantum computer built. I'm giving that the benefit of the doubt, that nature will allow you to exploit it to create a quantum computer. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't think the NSA is concerned with quantum. I think the NSA is more concerned that China will crack some of our secrets. I don't think they're too concerned with trying to get quantum to crack other secrets, but they'd rather China not have it. And then China's going to get it, is what it is. Well, yeah, I mean, exactly. Believe Chris Monroe, who's spent his whole life in quantum, or Scott Aaronson. The rest of these guys are jokers. What does cytidine have to do with oncology? I don't think CCR5 is oncology. I know some people hope it is, but it's really an HIV thing. HIV ting. Yeah, Regencel is a big old scam. I mean, it's just this low float. I haven't looked too closely at Vor, but yeah, that sounds right. I know people are telling me to look at IREN. It's a Bitcoin mining thing? I don't like to get involved in those. Sorry, I'm like tunnel vision right now. I like to short at max euphoria. I like to buy at max pain. You understand? People are crying, mad. Oh my God, I can't take it anymore. Where's the galaxy gas? I need the GG. That's when I like to buy. When people are saying, oh my God, the future is here, this is so great, that's when I hit the sell button. You guys better do it. You're gonna hear it in New York all day. And everything will stop. This is weak. Don't be scared to get to the money at all times.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Honestly, Susquehanna should just do another $1 billion in IonQ. The market took this so well, do another one. Do $2 billion this time. You ain't doing the education. It looks maxing my whole life. I have not been working on my push-ups, no. Yeah, everyone's telling me to look at Vor. Is it Vor or Veer? Vor is coming back down. I like that. Man, how many shares outstanding this thing gonna have at the end of this deal? All right, so 124 plus 700, so it's 824 and $80 million of warrants. How many shares is that? Never seen something like this. Just so weird. $80 million of warrants, but at what price? Maybe another 400 million shares? Yeah, what a good short. It could be. I mean, they basically are trying to make the next Benlysta. Benlysta's not a bad drug. I mean, it sells pretty well. So, not awful. It may hang in around $1, $1.50. I don't know. I don't know the CDTX drug. And partitioning databases here. Wonderful. We don't need any medicine anymore, baby. We just need CrossFit. I'm kind of barred from starting another hedge fund, at least in the US, I'd say so. But I can always ask Trump. Okay, you can do it. No problem. I don't think it's all of a sudden become a useful cancer drug. It's kind of wishful thinking. Listen, I owned part of that drug for a while. Oh, IonQ's down. Autophagy is very hard to target. There's thousands of proteins involved in autophagy. And the problem with Alzheimer's is not, it really is not, I think the immune thing is an example of this, but it really isn't the human response to the disease. It's the disease itself. My 2 cents. Too much trash. Alan, we're just about to load international. Let me ask the boys. Let me get an update on that. Time to look for some TPS reports. TPS reports say maybe tomorrow. Yes, implementing other markets are a bit of a pain, but I'm really excited. We're almost there. You look at this. This is so weird. So RAM's all loaded. Are we reading disk? What's going on here? I think we are. 78% disk usage. I think I can get the read speed up on these as well. Hope nobody reset my read speed. D-Wave earnings will definitely be a catalyst. That's not going to be good for them. Check the instance on AWS. You gotta check it. You gotta check the storage parameters. AWS, you know Jeff Bezos. Yeah, I'm maxed out. Maxed out SSD. 16,000 IOPS. 1 gig a second throughput. I guess that's what this is. Yeah, well, that's the Postgres, and then the vector store is another 500 gigabytes. Do you not think that the phase 3 is a firm backstop? No, if the drug doesn't work. It's just stem cells. It's not even stem cells, it's just heart cells. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. What do you mean this ain't gonna work? This works. I'm trying to cut the load time for the vector store. It's 24 minutes. I'm trying to get that down to like a couple of minutes ideally. What, you trying to hate on Shkreli? It's a hard smoothie. I think there's not that many drugs that make it big, but I've certainly made it big with Alexion, Celgene. I mean, if you hit it in pharma, usually you hit it pretty big. QuestCore was okay for me as long. Yeah, Postgres needs the cluster, otherwise it'd be pretty tricky. It's only so much disk space. Oh no, you're not adjusting the paging buffer size. No, the stride size of the paging buffer, not the paging buffer capacity. I was not long Theranos. Yeah, Alexion was good money. Good shmoney. Vertex was another big long for me. That was a short. They were asking about longs. Yeah, stem cells just have never worked. I mean, that's an age-old question, AW. What's going on? IonQ is red. Let's go. INMB is almost red as well. Oh, I'm getting close to break even again. I'm not trading too hard. I'm not trying to force it. But I will do some more of those binaries like Capricorn. He was kind of overdoing it, to be honest, earlier this year. I talked about the Heights Capital deal a lot yesterday. I mean, basically, it's an arbitrage play. Heights is well known, great player. You know, they're basically Susquehanna. They're not a fundamental player. They don't take positions in companies because they like them or don't like them. That's not what they do. They are so they're an arb. You know, they like to arbitrage. Particularly around vol, which is kind of what Susquehanna's well known for. So they are getting a lot of cheap vol for giving a company $1 billion at a premium. They lose $150 million on the common, but they gain, I think, somewhere between 500 mil to $2 billion on the options. Now the question is, how much vol can they short?